Now, as we move it back here to see what we actually were dealing with earlier today, look at some of our temperatures. Actually colder this morning than what we saw yesterday. Camp Mabry down to 40 degrees. That was just 1 degree colder this morning than it was yesterday. Austin Bergstrom International Airport, 31 degrees. That was 5 degrees cooler than what we saw yesterday. And in fact, that marks the next coolest temperatures or coolest mornings that we've had this season so far. So very interesting there. I don't think we're going to get back there tonight, and over the next couple of days, it doesn't look like we'll get there again. But at least we're warming up a bit for those who want to be outside. 64 degrees in Austin, 63 in Dripping Springs, 63 right now in Fredericksburg, San Marcos at 65, and if you're within the eastern counties, it looks like 64 all the way up to about 68 degrees, and that's in Flatonia. Overall, these clear skies are expected to remain with us throughout the entire day today and over the next couple of days. For today, temperatures will be back up into the 70s. Looks like the warmest could be around Bastrop at around 75 degrees, leading out to LaGrange, Flatonia, Luling, and San Marcos as well. Everyone else at around 71 degrees. Now, here we do have that red flag warning. That is still in effect all the way until 6 p.m. this afternoon or this evening, and that's thanks to the strong winds. Look at some of these wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Humidity down to about 15 to 30%, and then dry fuels. That's all the dry vegetation that we have out there. Even though we did get some rainfall over the past couple of weeks here and there, that's not enough to really break apart from the dry grass that a lot of us have seen really build up over the past couple of months. So your wildfire risk for today, Category 5 extreme for many spots. Look for your hometown. If it's within the red, that means you're in extreme conditions. And pretty much this means just don't burn anything outside. Don't park your hot car over the grass today. Fires can spread very, very easily. The sunny skies, as I mentioned, they're not going anywhere. They're going to stick around with us throughout today, throughout tomorrow, and then we'll start to see some cloud coverage Wednesday night going into Thursday. And even here, you can see some of the clouds that are trying to build within the eastern counties. So keep that in mind, too, as we go along. Temperatures tonight, again, not going to be as cold as what we saw before, as we see temperatures going down into the mid-50s, maybe upper 40s, but I don't foresee any 30s out there. Your 7-day forecast keeping us at least within the 80s for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we have a front come in, but the rain chances here, this could fluctuate up and down, and they will fluctuate up and down as we go throughout the next few days, and that's because of the models kind of being a little, as I mentioned earlier, wishy-washy on where we could see rainfall, how much, and how long it'll last. So I encourage you to stick around. We'll give you an update as it gets closer, but we do want to send it over to Rich Siegel, who has a bit more about what that red flag warning means.
So I wrote a blog about this on Sunday, thinking, what are some of the things that we cover that we sometimes go a little bit too quickly by, and one of those things is when we have things like wind advisories, red flag warning, we don't have enough time to accurately say, and I thought, why do they call it a red flag warning? Well, first of all, the criteria, as Freddie mentioned, how much water is held by the small vegetation. We're talking about the grass, the leaves, the mulch, things like that. How much moisture is there in the soil, the wind gusts, and relative humidity. Also taking into account drought conditions and dry lightning, which are lightning strikes that happen when there's no rain around. But this is the reason it's called a red flag warning, because red flags signal danger. On the beach, the red flags are up when the surf is rough or where there are riptide currents. Ships carrying ammunition hoist a red flag to let other ships know that they have the ammunition on board. The National Weather Service has been using this since the 1960s to indicate a fire danger in a given area with the goal to protect land and to save lives, and that's why they call it a red flag warning.